Hello and welcome back to Rare Intuitive Gems. Before I get started, I'm going to do a really quick prayer. God, angels, ancestors, and guides, please guide me to the collective's energy, only helping me guide them for their highest good and their highest good only. Remove me and allow me to be the pierced channel for the white light. Archangel Michael, come in and protect me as I channel these messages. Archangel Raphael, protect the hearts of all involved. Archangel Metatron, give me as well as the collective clarity. Ashe. So, okay, so hey y'all, I'm sorry. Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back. I'm seeing something out here that I'm trying to get clarity on. Give me clarity. Okay, so there's a situation where there's some things that need to be put to rest. Also, the number 47. So I was awakened by the number 47. 47 stands for building a solid foundation. So that may be what's going on in your life right now. But there's something that's happening new. It's a energy of you not being able to see something, but there's also like a leap of faith that's being taken. It's like, okay, so this is how it's coming out. You've been very outspoken to your spirit guides about something that you want to do new, or something that you want to put to rest, or some things that have been hidden. And how it's coming out is, and how it feels is that something that was hidden, like somebody's intentions, people being around people that you can't really tell their intentions, or you don't know if this is like the job that you should be going into, or should you be trying to do a career change? If not that, then should you speak about the experiences you've had, or the connections you've made? But there's like something that you are trying to figure out if you should be doing it. You're trying to be, I'm getting it's coming through like fiercely optimistic. You're trying to be fiercely optimistic. Yeah. You've kind of put something to rest, put something down to take this leap of faith. If you aren't there yet and you're just in the contemplation stage, because that's I'm getting like different stages, right? So this is the first stage. I'm getting that there was a situation where you had to put something to rest, you had to do something where other people were not aware of, or you had to, or I'm seeing it like you behind, it's like these curtains or these veils, but the veil is not as thin as like other people may think. But you were doing something behind a veil, but behind that veil was just you balancing out your masculine and feminine energy within self. So learning how to remain optimistic but also be outspoken, being I just heard the word and then I just lost it. Ambitious, y'all. So you could be having like, I'm hearing brain breaks where you could be in the middle of a conversation or in the middle of planning how to do something, and then all of a sudden, like, it's like your mind just shuts down, like you reboot a computer. Like, that's how it's coming out. I'm seeing a uh computer board. Okay, so look, y'all see this? Like, you see, although these are houses, but it's coming off as if it's a computer board. So there could be something that you could be doing with technology, or something happened. You could be going into a field of technology, but there's something that's been put to rest, right? How it's coming out is something being put to rest that you've balanced this out, like in your mind. like I just had that brain break, how they said it was a brain break, but it's like you rebooting your mind. However, like, I don't know, it's not shown how you used to think or how you used to be, but when it comes down to creativity or how you use your mind to process what career you're going to go into or how you're going to do certain things, there's something where that has happened where you've shut all of that down and you've gotten to a place of I'm hearing like the rescue. It's something about your positivity, your outspokenness, your ambition. But how it's coming out, every time I hear outspokenness, this is an energy of like what you've said to spirit, like what the conversations you've had with your spirit team. So this is prayers, this is thoughts. Like, you know how sometimes you have these conversations as you're trying to work through certain things or how to do things, what next move you need to make, and you are in your mind like constantly thinking about this. That's the energy how that's coming out. It's something that you've been in your mind about that's being put to rest, because you're going to take this leap of faith. And the moment that you take this leap of faith, I'm getting like you're just breathing through the situation or the choices that you have to make. Whatever losses you're cutting, whatever you're walking away from. So this could be job, this could be relationships, this could be environment. Like you move from an environment that, or a place where you don't like, or you don't feel like you get fresh air. And how I just heard that and how I just saw it was like, that's why it was funny. So don't think that I'm laughing at the fact that you're not getting fresh air. That's not the case. It was just the way that they said it and the way that they showed it was just funny. But there's something like you're walking away from the things or some things that kind of had you under, or had you feeling like you were under pressure. So if every time you go outside, like let's say that you live right next door to a factory. So every time you walked outside, you felt like you were suffocating because you weren't really truly receiving fresh air. You were choking off the fumes of the factory. Like that could be putting you under pressure, but there is something that you're doing. You're either picking up a new skill, you're investing in doing something different. You taking this leap to learn or to just do, because I'm hearing just do it. It's going to help you balance out so much. There's some type of spiritual sight that you have. You're able to see things in a different. You're able to see things at a higher perspective. You're able to see the things that are straining you. It's like an energy of you've been balanced before. You've been in your creative energy where you've had to create some things fresh. But you've also been in a place of peace where you weren't under pressure. So anytime you are not, whenever you're under pressure and you're not in a state of peace, you're feeling it. And how it feels is this. This is how it's coming out. Like when I started this read, I just felt like I wanted to cry. Like I just needed to release and just cry. And it wasn't something that, it's just, I felt like I had to cry. And I didn't. I knew that I needed to do a read because of what I just kept feeling. But there is an energy of whatever this is that has once had you under pressure. You're utilizing that experience to take a leap of faith somewhere else. Like you're making wiser decisions because of this. Yeah, okay. All right, so let's jump into this book, because what you have done, I'm hearing you don't get so the number 5, so change. All right, so you got sacral chakra, you got solar, I don't know if y'all can see that, solar plexus. So what has happened is either you were in a state of being imbalanced in these areas and you decided to balance them out, or you decided to, like, you were feeling these things. So y'all heard that? Yeah. Oh my. Okay, so you were in a state of pleasure seeking, or you were pursuing pleasure to avoid any type of pain. So the way that this looks in relationships is you're depleting yourself to make somebody else happy, but you weren't necessarily happy. Like, okay, so it's like you giving somebody your whole check, right? But to avoid any type of battles or fights or whatever the case is, because you don't want them to leave you. So I would rather give them my whole check just so they won't leave me. Or whenever somebody is mad at you, like you are going out and you're spending the most or doing the most, and it is, I don't see any pentacles out here, but that's like an easy example for me to give. But you are just like overextending yourself. So you are breaking your neck to do whatever it is that you need to do to avoid any type of pain. All right. Also, you are, and that's what's going on when you are or have been like your sacral chakra. So either you have decided to change this because it's coming out as these are the things that had you feeling like you were under pressure. These two chakras being unbalanced. So I just read one of them, so I'm gonna read the other one. When your solar plexus is unbalanced, you're easily angered, you're depressed, you're stressed out, you're feeling anxiety, you're feeling frustration as well as exhaustion. You're having a hard time making decisions and feeling secure, or showing your insecurities, or your lack of confidence. All right. So either you've already done these things or this is where you're headed. Because I keep getting like, I'm seeing like a onion being peeled back, and I'm seeing, like I said, like I felt like I wanted to cry. It's like as you're peeling back onions, you're crying. Like like the pressure is being released. So when your solar plexus is balanced, there's a sense of personal power and control. But this is not in a sinister way. This is like you having control over oneself, and understanding that you can't control other people. You can only control self, personal power and control. Okay. I don't know why I felt like I needed to explain that, but there is a need for serenity, because it's coming out like I'm getting the serenity prayer. God, please help me understand the things that I cannot change, and the courage to change the things that I can. But the wisdom to know the difference. The wisdom part, like that's the most important part, because it's coming. I'm picking up the you not understanding what you can and cannot control, and then the aha moment of the moment that you can, like the moment that you have the wisdom of, I can't control this. I can't control the outcome. I can't buy people's love, or I can't avoid pain. But if I control oneself, or if I control where I am insecure, or if I deal with the things that are making me very irritable and stressed out, then I'm able to do X, Y, and Z. It's that because I'm feeling it as if I'm in the moment. I remember feeling this way. Like I used to walk around and I used to be depressed. Like when I say for years. And a lot of it, and I tell my children this all the time, is like when you start feeling depressed, it's because the way you're showing up in the world, you're tired of showing up that way. And there's your soul is kind of pushing you in a position of changing. For me, it took me years to understand that, because everybody around me was trying to like tell me something different. But I don't know why they had me to go down this rabbit hole, but we're here now, so I mean, why not? But there is a energy of you needing to understand or having serenity while you're trying to figure out what you can and cannot control. You can't control how other people see you. You cannot control how other people, what choices other people make. You can only control you. You can only control how you show up, how you do things, how you are. You set boundaries. So you set a boundary. I don't like it when you do. Okay? If you do, I will do. And you setting that boundary and standing on it, and you setting that boundary early. Like, let's say that I just met you yesterday. All right, I just met you yesterday. Hey, how you doing? Woo woo. And you go out on a date. You go out on a date after y'all have y'all conversations. You let them know what your unbreakables are. Like, if you do this, I'm not going. Like, let's say I don't go out at night. If that's something that you don't do, then just you put that out there. Or I don't take phone calls anytime after 9 and anything before 6. Unless it's dire, like whatever those are. And if you call me, there's a strong possibility that you won't talk to me that day that you call me. The next day that you call me, I won't talk to you because I feel like you're being disrespectful. But there is a need for you to kind of understand how you need to assert your power, and understanding the difference between, like, you can't control if they decide to call you at 10 o'clock at night. You can't control that. You can't control if they decide to disrespect you. But what you can control is the respect you have for yourself, the trust you have for yourself, and you standing on your boundaries and loving yourself enough that you're able to set those boundaries firmly. Whatever it is that strong sense of, like, whatever you hold value in, your ethics, your morals, the integrity, your integrity. There's you having some unbreakables. Like, for me, don't tell me if you committing a crime. Don't let me see that you committing a crime. Like, I'm not involved. Like, don't tell me none of that. Because morally, I can't wrap my mind around it, because I'm not going to be able to see you different than whatever it is that you did. So if you're a thief, I'm going to always be under the impression when I'm around you that you are in the process of trying to figure out how to steal something. That's just how my mind works. And I'm going to protect myself in that manner. So it's an energy of understanding and being able to stand integrally in who you are, like, without breaking yourself, because it's like Spirit is trying to tell you that how you live a life of peace, and you're able to go into this new chapter and actually experience success and joy and stability. And I'm getting, like, strong mental stability, emotional stability, for me to wake up and see as I was waking up, I saw the number 47. And then as soon as I opened my eyes, I felt like I wanted to cry. So there is some emotional stability. And I know that this is not my energy, because I know that I'm okay. Like, when I say I'm okay, this is not my energy. This is me picking up on the collective's energy, because before I went to sleep, I was praying for the collective. I was praying for all of my viewers and any future viewers and anyone that I encounter. And I encounter people every day through social media. So I know that this is what this was it, but it's like you understanding that you can get a sense of or have a life where you feel relaxed and at peace, and you're not, I'm getting like survival mode. You're actually feeling or experiencing joy and stability in all areas of your life. But it starts here. It starts where you need to look at, need to look at what happened when you were between 10 and 19. What were the things that were happening? 21, 23, I'm sorry. 23. Between 10 and 23, what were the things that happened that made you put you in a place where either you used to have to do a dog and pony show, and that's how I say it when I talk to my children about it, but when I was working through those situations, but it's like I grew up in a generation where if you had the key to come in the house and you knew that your mama got off at 6 and you got out of school and you made it in the house at 4, by 6 o'clock when your mama walked through that door, your chores need to be done. Your homework, you should either be doing it, or if it's not done already, then you need to be in a process of completing it. But the house needs to be spotless. And that's the energy that it's the way that it's coming out. It's like you understanding what it is that you need to do. So the dog and pony show is like you had to perform for your parent to give you that good job. I don't know why they're giving it to me like that, but that's how it's coming out. It's like it's like having to perform for you to feel love. So for example, if you did good, like if you were a straight A student, or you had to make good grades for you to feel loved, you may deal with like trying to be perfect. I don't know why I know why. Retrograde. But there, and the full moon, there is something significant around you having the ability to just do whatever it is, that you being able to see where you were having to take leaps, and how your line of understanding what you can and cannot control works. Because if you had to put on a dog and pony show where you had to jump over things to make your parents' life easier, or make it where you felt like if you did this they would be happy, or if they were in a bad mood but you did this, then they would be happy, or they would be in a better mood, or they would do X, Y, and Z. When you realize that, then you can realize, and when you work through that, then there is some type of release that's happening. Because in those moments of you having in the moment, let's say the 10-year-old you that you used to try to make jokes, or try to make it where your parent was always happy, making jokes, doing, I'm just getting like comedy skits, or whatever it is or you were trying to clean the house from top to bottom, whatever it was that you were trying to do to make it where your parents were showed you some type of love, or showed you that they were pleased with you, or pleased with you. Like you weren't trying to get your whooped, basically, because that's the pain. That's physical pain. So when you are doing those things, or looking back like, Dad, I spent like my whole childhood like trying to avoid ass whoopings, and you realize that, or you realize that you were doing things just to make your mom or dad's life easier, or make them be in a good mood. When you realize that I'm getting like I keep seeing a explosion, but it's a thin line for you to understand how you did not realize what you can and cannot control. You felt like you can control other people because when you did when you put on that dog and pony show for your parents, they showed you love. They showed you that they're content with you. They didn't bring you any type of pain. And so for you grew up to be an adult where you felt like, if I do this dog and pony show, they're not going to leave me. They're going to always be there. But that's not, you can't control people in that way, because now you are showing up as somebody that you're not. You're not having boundaries. You're not standing integrally in who you are and authentically. So, for example, I have some non-negotiables, and if you do X, Y, and Z, I usually stand on what it is that, and when I say usually, because some things I kind of will bend, but I don't break for them. And because sometimes to get to know a person, you gotta see a person. So if you do one thing and then you do something else and I see it, 23, 32, those numbers are significant. Something could have happened during this time of your life, or there is, like I said, significant change. So change is coming in. But you being able to stand strong within you, whatever, and knowing that you have the ability to make the actions, or take the actions that you need to. Once you can identify like what your non-breakables, I'm not going to, and it could be something like, if you talk or you gossip around me, or if you talk about certain people, or you do certain things, this gets me depressed. I don't like this. Like, for me, when people say, the devil made me do it, like that, I don't get enraged. I get a deep sadness, because it only tells me that you are not able to hold yourself accountable. And for me, that's just like an eye-opening a moment. Not saying that there are not demons that control people, or not saying that there are not entities that's here, that's in the working. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, for me, that show, I have never heard a person say that, and they have been able to hold themselves accountable. I've never, and when I say never, and I know I have not dealt with everybody in the world, but that's my experience. I've never experienced somebody that they have said, oh, the devil done got into me, or the devil done got into them, or something along that lines, and they have still been able to hold themselves and other people accountable. They haven't, because the way that they're viewing situations is there's a third party that made me do or made me make the choices that I made. No. Your lack of boundaries, your lack of you not being clear in who you are and how you show up, your people pleasing, or like the dog and pony show, you not being able to stand in your power, or this other person not being able to stand in their power where they can make choices when people disrespect their boundaries or disrespect them in a way of not respecting their boundaries. That's what made the devil do it, or whatever, however they say it. But something about the Constitution, something about a contract, like something about the rules that make you do, the rules that govern you. Thank you, Spirit. It's something about the rules that govern you. But it's like, as soon as you get a hold of these things, then there is a shift that's going to happen fast. There's going to be something worth celebrating. I'm hearing something worth fighting for. So, yeah, rules. Something about something being repeated. I'm getting like parrot energy. A lot of emotions. A lot of emotions. Also, you may have a cat, or cats may be coming by, but there's something that is very rewarding. So if you're going into a new job, be firm on your boundaries. Like, okay, so I'm available between this time and this time. No, I cannot do these times. Whatever it is. Be very firm on it. But you need to know your rules for your life before you allow or you go into a new job. All right. You guys, I want to tell you guys, thank you so much for coming out. Thank you for all the likes, the shares, the comments, subscribes, donations. I've truly, truly appreciated them all. If you want a personal read, the information is in the description box below. Any way of contacting me is in the description box below. Until next time, everybody, namaste and blessings to you and yours.